Hello, everyone. On behalf of Metta Global Foundation, I, Sonali Ramteke, am very pleased to welcome you to this session with the theme Fulfill Your Dreams of Higher Education with guidance to European and Taiwanese educational programs and scholarships. Before we start with the session, I would like to give you a brief introduction of Metta Global Foundation Mumbai. The vision of the foundation is to nurture leaders of tomorrow with a mission to support educational opportunities for aspiring students by way of mentorship and collaborative financial assistance. The foundation is led by a very able and knowledgeable Mr. Alok Shende, Chairman of Metta Global Foundation and graduate from IIM Calcutta, and is supported by an equally able and socially involved Dr. Vijay Kadam. In today's session, as speakers, we have respected Dr. Harshdeep Kamble Sir, IAS Officer, Principal Secretary Industries, Government of Maharashtra, followed by Professor M.D. Shirsat, who is a Senior Professor at Aurangabad University. He'll be our mentor for higher education abroad and is equally supported by Dr. Vijay Kiran, researcher, after which we will then open up the question answer session. We now begin our session and are very pleased to welcome our esteemed guest speaker, a dynamic IS officer, Dr. Harshdeep Kamble Sir. He is the Principal Secretary of Industries, Government of Maharashtra. Under his leadership, Maharashtra recently signed several MOUs worth rupees 1 lakh crores with various multinational companies from Europe, Japan, Taiwan, and many more. We request Sir to please guide the students on recent industry trends and its connect with the international universities to help students become future ready. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is Harshdeep Kamble here, and I'm very happy to be actually a part of this very, very important program, which deals with the education in one of the best universities around the globe. Today, it is basically about universities in UK and UK, Europe, and then in Taiwan. One of the guest speakers which we have today is Dr. Sidsat. I happened to meet him and discuss about this program. So he is known to me. But before that, I would like to thank actually Metta Global Foundation for their initiative. This is one of the very good initiative, I would say. Education is the key for any kind of a progress. And Metta Global Foundation has come out with this wonderful program, which is based on kind of higher education abroad. Basically, as I mentioned, in Europe, UK, Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is a very interesting country. Uh, but before I go into that, I was told that Metta Global Foundation is also going to help the students in preparing them for the admissions in these prestigious universities. One, second, they are also going to uh, help them in whatever documentation part that is being done. But more of that would be told by them in a later part of the session. I will concentrate more on why we should go for such kind of well-placed universities and what is the advantage in the life. Being in industries now for more than 6 years, it has given me at least some insights, I can say, to tell you a few things. I was mentioning that Taiwan is a wonderful country. Everybody knows about, for example, company Foxconn, and they are they are manufacturing the parts for the iPhone, and then the assembly is being now done in India as well. So most of the iPhones are now, very soon they will have this made in India uh, marking as well. Not many of you may be knowing that. Just a second, please. So not many of you may be knowing that Foxconn is also acquiring many companies which are into electric vehicles. So just like they are making every small part of iPhone, what they want to do is they want to also manufacture all the electronics parts of the electric vehicles, and they must have acquired not less than 300 companies, small startups they must have acquired in this process. So technologically, Taiwan has been doing a lot of progress. Let it be semiconductors, which we already know about. Let it be electric vehicles, which I told you now. Let it be electronics, which I told you now. Europe, of course, is very well known for education based on technology. Germany, we know about. We know many brands like Mercedes, Volkswagen, Skoda, so Audi, so many companies, because Germany is known for engineering goods. Germany is known for best of the automobiles. So they are known for technology. So today we are also going to, Dr. Sirsat is going to talk to you more in details about European universities, also as well as about Taiwanese university. The point which I'm trying to make is that these kind of universities, why Taiwan has developed so much, because they have such good universities where they get the best of the technical knowledge that is possible. ताइवान में जो मैं फॉक्सकॉन के बारे में बता रहा था, तो वहाँ पे जो टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड एजुकेशन जो मिलता है, दैट इज वेरी स्पेसिफिक टू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, इलेक्ट्रिकल, सेमीकंडक्टर्स, मटेरियल साइंस, and those universities now are ranked in one of the 100 or 200 universities. So that is one advantage. European universities are already known for their good education based on technology. Why I am emphasizing on technology is that what I feel after 5 years or 6 years now of my uh, experience in industry, I personally feel that technology is a solution which can take anybody much ahead. If you are knowledgeable in technology, if you are hands-on on technology, so that is where the progress lies now, because we have seen that because of the internet, everybody is connected now. During कोविड टाइम में हमें देखने को मिला कि कैसे छोटे छोटे सॉल्यूशंस जो बहुत पैसे उसमें यंगस्टर्स ने, जिनके स्टार्टअप्स थे, उन्होंने कमाए हैं। और ये सब टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड चीजें जो है अभी बढ़ते जा रही है। अभी हम लोग इंडस्ट्री रिवॉल्यूशन की जब बात करते हैं, तो अभी इंडस्ट्री 4.0 की हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं, जिसमें मशीन टू मशीन इंटेलिजेंस जो है वो डेवलप हो रहा है। एक मशीन दूसरे मशीन से कैसे बात करेगा, ये ज्ञान अभी आगे आते जा रहा है। देर आर सेंसर्स दैट आर क्रिएटेड, देर आर IoT प्रोडक्ट्स दैट आर क्रिएटेड, एंड दिस इज व्हाट इज गोइंग टू रूल द वर्ल्ड टुमारो। इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि ये सेशन वो एंगल से भी बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और ये आज की डेट में अगर आप देखते हैं कि ये बहुत सारी कंपनी है। आई वॉज देयर इन डावोस वेरी रिसेंटली, जिसमें हमने लगभग 1,37,000 करोड़ के जो MOUs हमने अलग अलग कंपनीज के साथ में टाइप किए हैं। वहां पर जैसे महिंद्रा के साथ में हमने किया है, दैट वाज 10,000 करोड़ ऑफ MOU। महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा ये महाराष्ट्र में वो 10,000 करोड़ रुपया नए इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल बनाने में डाल रहा है, और लगभग 3,000 के आसपास जॉब्स जो है वो स्पेशलाइज्ड जॉब्स क्रिएट होने वाले हैं। दूसरा, गोगोरो नाम की एक ताइवान की कंपनी है। ये कंपनी जो इलेक्ट्रिकल स्कूटर्स बनाती है, और उनके जो बैटरी है वो बैटरी स्वैपिंग के भी सिस्टम उनके पास में बहुत अच्छे से ताइवान में चल रहा है। वो यहाँ पर महाराष्ट्र में आके इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। उनका इन्वेस्टमेंट लगभग 10,000 करोड़ उनका भी इन्वेस्टमेंट होने वाला है। तो ये बैटरी स्वैपिंग टेक्नोलॉजी, और वो खुद अपना प्लांट जो है टू वी इलेक्ट्रिक टू व्हीलर का इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर का प्लांट जो है वो महाराष्ट्र में लगाने वाले हैं। ये जॉब्स भी बहुत सारे क्रिएट यहाँ पर भी होने वाले हैं। लेकिन इसका ओरिजिन अगर आप एजुकेशन जो मिलता है उसके कारण ये प्रोग्रेस जो है, ये प्रोग्रेस उनका हुआ है, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। अभी इसको देखते हुए आप देखोगे कि भारत का हर बड़े स्टेट्स जो है ये ताइवान के साथ में टाई अप करना चाहते हैं। हम लोग भी टाई अप करना चाहते हैं, और वहाँ की जो टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज है उनके साथ में हम जुड़ना चाहते हैं। लेकिन उन्होंने एक बात जो मुझे समझ में आई जब मेरा इंटरेक्शन उनके साथ में हुआ, वो ये है कि वहाँ पे रिसर्च काफ़ी अच्छा होता है। ये यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में काफ़ी अच्छा रिसर्च होता है। यूरोप की यूनिवर्सिटीज़ तो रिसर्च के मामले में माहिर है। तो इंडस्ट्री, एकेडमिशिया और ये यूनिवर्सिटीज़, इनका रिसर्च इतना अच्छा वहाँ पर चलता है, उसके कारण ये बहुत अच्छे-अच्छे प्रोडक्ट्स, टेक्नोलॉजी रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट जो है, वो वहाँ पे हमें देखने को मिलते हैं, जिसकी पूरी दुनिया में अभी नाम है, जिसकी डिमांड है। और वहाँ पे डिमांड जब ज़्यादा है तो उन लोगों को लोग भी ज़्यादा चाहिए। परसों मैं यूके की एक बहुत बड़ी कंपनी के साथ में जो सेमीकंडक्टर्स में डील करती है, उनके साथ में वीसी पे मैं बात कर रहा था। तो उनका भी प्लान चल रहा है कि वो भी महाराष्ट्र में आके कुछ इन्वेस्ट करे या भारत में आके कुछ इन्वेस्ट करे। तो उनका यूएसए की भी एक बड़ी कंपनी है। तो ये लोग जब यहाँ पर आएँगे, सो दे आर गोइंग टू रिक्वायर लॉट ऑफ skilled manpower with some kind of a proficiency in this certain technologies। और मुझे लगता है कि इसका सबसे ज़्यादा, ये सेमिनार का सबसे ज़्यादा बेनिफिट जो हमें होने वाला है, वो अगर ये हम टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ जाते हैं, वो हम लोग स्टडी करते हैं, उसका ज़रिया हमें मालूम हो जाता है, तो उसके लिए एक बहुत बड़ा बेहतरीन सेमिनार ये रहेगा, ऐसा मुझे लगता है। और उन्होंने कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन भी इसके साथ में रखा है। आई थिंक ये जो चीज़ें हैं, ये मेटा ग्लोबल फाउंडेशन का काम मैं काफ़ी दिनों से अभी देख रहा हूँ, तो वो इसको फ़ॉलो अप भी करेंगे, इसकी मुझे आशा है। और इसके साथ में जो स्टूडेंट्स की जो भी इश्यूज़ आते हैं, उसमें मैं पर्सनली भी कुछ मदद जो मेरी तरफ से जो भी होगी, वो मैं खुद करना चाहूँगा। बट दिस इज़ द कॉन्सेप्ट इटसेल्फ इज़ वेरी, वेरी गुड। We have to focus on technology, which is going to be a future of the world today and also for tomorrow। तो इसमें अगर आप जाते हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि आपका भविष्य जो है ये एक सुनिश्चित हो जाएगा, और एक अच्छे पगार की नौकरी भी आपको मिलेगी। पगार की नौकरी के साथ साथ में नए टेक्नोलॉजी में आप जाते हो तो नए नए सॉल्यूशन निकालते हो, तो आप खुद का भी स्टार्टअप जो है वो भी आप सेटअप कर सकते हो। एक बहुत बढ़िया एडवांटेज इसमें है, एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है। लेकिन एक एडवाइस मैं देना चाहता हूँ कि नथिंग कम्स फ्री। ये बात आप ध्यान में रखिए। फ्री का मतलब पैसे का मेरा मतलब नहीं है, लेकिन हार्ड वर्क इसको करने की बहुत ज़रूरी होती है। आप अभी हमें सक्सेसफुल ऑफ़िसर के रूप में देखते हो, लेकिन इसके पीछे भी हमारी बहुत मेहनत लगी हुई है। कोई भी बड़ी कंपनी को भी आप देखते हो तो उन्होंने बहुत छोटी शुरुआत जो है वो की है, फिर धीरे-धीरे बहुत मेहनत और लगन से आज वो बड़े मुकाम पे पहुँचे हैं। आपको भी ये बहुत मेहनत करने की ज़रूरत है, लेकिन बहुत सारे यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में अभी ऐसे हो रहा है कि जहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स का इंटेक कम हो रहा है। जैसे ताइवान एक ऐसा देश है जहाँ पर स्टूडेंट का इंटेक अभी कम हो रहा है, यूनिवर्सिटीज़ काफ़ी अच्छी है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा है। तो आप वहाँ पे अगर जाते हैं, लेकिन उसके लिए ऑफ कोर्स आपको एग्ज़ाम देनी पड़ती है और कॉम्पिटिशन तो है ही है। वो कॉम्पिटिशन को पार करके अगर आप वहाँ पर जाते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि आप अपने यशस्वी जीवन का, सक्सेसफुल जीवन की पहली बड़ी इम्पोर्टेंट स्टेप आपने डाल दी है, ऐसा मेरा मानना रहेगा। और मैं इसके साथ ही मेरे शब्दों को विराम देना चाहता हूँ, बिकॉज़ देन there would be a presentation and there is a question answer session also। I would also be a part of question answer session, and then I would take uh, whatever questions you have about anything that you think is fit for me to answer। थैंक यू सोनाली जी, आपका बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया। आपने हमें यहाँ पर यहाँ पे जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उनसे बात करने का हमको ये मौका दिया है। एंड एज आई मेंशन, I would definitely like to be part of this very, very good initiative which is need of the hour. And it's I think everybody should go for these kind of courses which are available abroad. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for this insightful talk. I hope the students make most of it. I would now like to invite our next speaker. He's an experienced academician and very knowledgeable Professor M.D. Shirsat, supported by Dr. Vijay Kiran. Let me brief you a little about Professor. Professor M.D. Shirsat is a senior professor at Department of Physics and Director Rusa Center, Chairman of Department of Electronics at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He has won a number of awards and fellowships from world's top universities. He has been a visiting professor for some of the most renowned universities in North America, Europe, and Asia. Joining him in support will be Dr. Vijay Kiran Narwade. He is a recipient of several national and international fellowships and National Scholarship Program, Slovakia, and Bharti Fellowship. He is a researcher and has published a number of research papers. His papers have received wide citations. Both Dr. Shirsat and Vijay Kiran themselves have active academic engagements with European and Taiwanese universities. They have first hand knowledge and experience of their academic processes and will be there to help all the interested candidates who are viewing this now. We request them to present and guide the students, please. So, over to you.
At the outset, let me express my sincere gratitude to the Metta Global Foundations for giving us this wonderful opportunity to share, to have an interaction with large group of students across the state of Maharashtra. Respected Dr. Harshdeep Kamble sir, all official officers of Metta Global Foundation, my colleague Dr. Vijay Kiran Narwade, and all students participating this webinar through various platforms. Very good evening, everybody. Dear student, before I let me share my screen first. So I hope that my screen is visible and I'm very much audible. Is my screen visible, Sonali? Hello? Is my screen visible?
So, we are working on it. Please give us a moment.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is Professor Mahendra Sirsat, and I'm here to share our experiences in the area of having, opportunity sharing of our experiences, providing opportunities to the student in various foreign universities. Before I start the proceedings, dear student, let me tell you, I work in various foreign universities like United States of America, UK, Australia, France, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan in the capacity of visiting professor and visiting scientist. And whenever I visited those countries and universities, I had a lot of interaction with various stakeholders of the universities, including authorities of the universities and students of in those various universities. Based on those, interaction, I had few observations, and I thought like I should share those observations right in the beginning. Those observations are: number one, Indian students are respected like anything in most of those universities for two reasons. Number one, most of the Indian students who are working outside, taking their education, masters and doing masters and PhD in all those foreign universities, they are most of them are very talented and they are having hardworking attitude. So this is one of the reason. These are some of the reasons why the students are respected like anything in most of those universities. Observation number two, most of those universities in foreign countries are in shortage of local students, particularly for PhD. And one of the reason for that is local students are getting employment soon after getting their master's degree. And there are very few students they will be going for PhD degree. And as a result of that, the plenty of opportunities are available for the foreign student, particularly Indian student. As I mentioned earlier, Indian students are very hardworking there. They are very talented, and most of those universities they are looking at Indian students. Therefore, they have wonderful opportunities. There are plenty of opportunities available for Indian student for masters and as well as PhD. Plenty of like what I observed is there are a good amount of options available even for getting like part-time job as well, because like I'm going to share with you like what kind of scholarship options those options would be available whenever you will be enrolling for masters and PhD program. But even if you don't get a scholarship, or even if you don't get full scholarship, there are n number of options available for student for part-time job as well. Next observation is many European universities, whatever I have experienced in Germany and France and Slovakia, many German universities, particularly public universities, they are charging very nominal tuition fees. And the other universities, they are having like those who are charging substantial tuition fees, they are having a number of options for a scholarship too. And therefore, it would be easier for student to enroll for PhD program as compared to master's program, because one of the reasons for as it is mentioned by Kamble sir, Harshdeep Kamble sir, that the research is going to be very very important in those universities. Whenever students are enrolling there for PhD, they will be working very hard and they will be generating lot of patents and research papers, and as a result of that, students are going to get a number of fellowship options whenever they will be looking for PhD program in those universities. And last and very important observation which I had during my interaction with and visit to those universities, like when I compared the infrastructure available in most of the Taiwanese university with that of universities in US, UK, Australia, what I have seen is the infrastructure is at par, because most of those universities are having state of the art infrastructure, and it is very much at par with United States of America, UK, Australia, and there is no second thought on that. Apart from that, like work environment in Taiwan is really excellent, wonderful at work as well. Like they have a lot of freedom, people are really nice, and these are some of the reasons why like we are every year we are sending a good number of students in Taiwanese universities for doing masters as well as PhD. However, in spite of this, however, there are many students they are not able to place themselves in prestigious universities in Taiwan as well as Europe. There are a couple of reasons for that. One of the reason is a lack of awareness, and this is the program where we are going to provide you wonderful guidance for what kind of fellowships are available, what are the options available for getting enrolled into those universities. And another hurdle is going to be like the financial constraint, because if you want to apply to US universities, for each and every university you will have to pay around 100 USD, application fees. So if you want to apply like 10 universities, obviously you need to pay substantially. However, on the other hand, if you go to many Taiwanese universities and many European universities, their application, either application fee is very, very marginal, or there are many universities I have seen, they don't charge any application, any fees for sending applications. So these are some of the advantages. And therefore, the primary intent of this initiative is going to be, we want to empower students to enroll, to place them for MS and for masters and PhD program in those universities. However, here we have mentioned like three important sectors: material science engineering, electronics or electrical engineering, and computer science engineering. There are like, it doesn't mean that those university doesn't have options for other branches of engineering as well as sciences, but we are focusing more on this is like in India, because like Taiwan is being a like leading country for semiconductor manufacturing, and there are many universities they are focusing more on like training student in semiconductor engineering, and this electrical engineering and computer science engineering is going to be complementary for those semiconductor industries. And that is why we thought like we should like promote students for enrolling in these three important branches of engineering as well as sciences. And another important reason for that is in India also many semiconductor industries are going to establish very soon, and there will be huge requirement of skilled manpower in India. And therefore, we believe that if you could place students in those universities, versus universities in these three important branches of engineering and sciences, I'm sure after completion of their masters and PhD, they will be able to get wonderful, like very good employment, very good salary package back in India as well. The another very important objective of this particular initiative is to inculcate sense of belongingness and accountability to pay back to the society in their respective capacities when they will be returning back to India. And this is like, let me tell you, जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी जब मैं यूएस में जैसे मैंने बताया कि आई यूज्ड टू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इंटरेक्शन विद स्टूडेंट, and out of my curiosity, like I used to have a lot of interaction with Indian students, those who are doing masters and PhD there. जब मैं उन लोगों के साथ में जब उन स्टूडेंट के साथ इंटरेक्शन किया करता था, and I used to ask them like, after completion of your masters and PhD, what you are going to do, like are you going back to India? But most of them used to say कि अरे यार अभी इंडिया में जाकर क्या करें, बस अभी यहीं पर आए हैं तो यहीं पर जीना है और यहीं पर मरना है. I used to feel like very bad about this, because what I believe is once you get yourself enriched with those latest technology, you should get back to your respective country and work for the poor people. And this is what the important message of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was, that you need to have that kind of belongingness and accountability to pay back to the society. And this is what our another objective of this Metta Global Foundation is going to be. Like in due course of time, like we are going to create a wonderful like a kind of awareness among the student, like what kind of as I mentioned earlier, what kind of admissions procedure is there, what kind of, but first of all, like what are the universities options available in Europe and Taiwan, and then what are the courses available, what is the QS ranking, what kind of infrastructure available, what is the admission process, eligibility criteria, all those things are going to be very, very important. And let me tell you, my friend, as I mentioned earlier, there are plenty of scholarship options available in Taiwan in particular. यूरोप, एज आई मेंशन अर्लियर, यूरोप में अगर जाओगे आप तो आपको ट्यूशन फीस लाइक देयर आर मेनी पब्लिक यूनिवर्सिटीज जहां पर आपको ट्यूशन फीस बहुत ही मार्जिनल पे करनी होगी, बट यू नीड टू पे, यू नीड टू हैव अ सब्सटेंशियल सेविंग विद यू. आपके जो डे टू डे एक्सपेंसेस है उसके लिए आपके पास पैसा होना जरूरी है. बट इफ यू गो टू ताइवान, लाइक डे टू डे एक्सपेंसेस आर आल्सो वेरी वेरी लेस. एंड मोर ओवर हम लोग जो है जो स्टूडेंट जितने भी दोस्त हु विल बी विलिंग टू एनरोल इन दीज यूनिवर्सिटीज, लैंग्वेज competency is going to play important role for their selection, either IELTS or TOEFL. So we are going to create a sort of awareness like how to appear for IELTS and TOEFL, how to earn those language competency. Moreover, in order to place the student for masters and PhD program, the research is going to be very, very important. What kind of technical skill you have, whether you have any publication out of your during your bachelor's and master's, this is going to be one of the challenging aspect. हमारे इंडिया में कभी भी बैचलर में कभी रिसर्च नहीं होता है, and therefore, but when you go to like abroad, they are going to ask you what kind of research you have done, what kind of technical skill you have. And therefore we need to create a sort of awareness among the student during their bachelor, that during their bachelor they should undertake a kind of project in which they will earn some kind of technical skills, as well as they will be able to convert their project into one or other scopus publications, because that is going to play very important role. आपको मैं बताऊं, अगर आपके पास, अगर मान लो like if your CGPA during your bachelor is around somewhere around 7 to 8, having one research publication and IELTS score around 6, 6.5, you are done. You are going to place in very good university, and you are going to get full scholarship as well. And another very important objective of this initiative is going to, we want to convert the network of the students across the globe. Particularly, we will be focusing on European and Taiwanese universities. What is going to be yearly target? Our yearly targets is going to be, we want to send at least minimum 25 students in European and Taiwanese university. आपको मैं बताऊं, ये 25 टारगेट हमने रखा है because we started little bit late this year, because the fall admission process has already been initiated. लेकिन उससे भी ज्यादा, मतलब we can place more than 100 students every year, every semester. In most of the foreign universities, आपको बताऊं कि 2 intake होते हैं, fall semester and the spring semester. अभी जो एडमिशन प्रोसेस चल रहा है फॉल सेमेस्टर का, विच इज गोइंग टू बी कमेंस फ्रॉम समवेयर इन द मंथ ऑफ अगस्त दिस ईयर. अगस्त का जो कम सेमेस्टर शुरू होगा, जो फॉल सेमेस्टर है, उसका एनरोलमेंट अभी शुरू, मतलब रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन अभी चल रहे हैं. And the field of study, like, and let me tell you, we are going to specially encourage the girl student, because we want to make it sure that equal number of girl students will be applying, and they will be doing masters and PhD in those overseas universities. And the field of study, like our interests are going to be 3 main subject, as I mentioned earlier. Reasons I have also mentioned earlier, that we are going to have wonderful good number of job opportunities available back to India after completion of your masters and PhD. रिगार्डिंग टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज, क्यूएस यूनिवर्सिटीज, आप अगर इंटरनेट खोल के देखोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा, बिकॉज दिस इज सम ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटीज आई हैव लिस्टेड डाउन हियर. टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज इन यूरोप, जापान, साउथ कोरिया एंड ताइवान. आप अगर देखोगे, बिकॉज यू कैन सी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैम्ब्रिज इज क्यूएस रैंकिंग 2 in the world university ranking. Oxford is 4. So whenever you are going to like United Kingdom, the competition is going to be more. There the requirement is going to be more stringent. But if you look at South Korea, you can see the South Korea, like Seoul National University, 29 world university ranking. Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. I've been to this particular institute. Wonderful institute for doing masters and PhD. Mostly here, like in this Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, they encourage more PhD students rather than masters. But there are the branches, like this is what I mentioned, like computer engineering, and then the material science. They enroll students for masters as well. If you look at the another side, like you can see those, I've been to Osaka University as well in Japan, 68 were university ranking. Forget about that. You can see, if you look at this Taiwan, National Taiwan University, 77 QS ranking. And there are many universities in Taiwan. They are somewhere, they may not be like all those universities are not in first 100. But let me tell you, the infrastructure, the kind of, like there are many universities in first 500. And in India, आपको पता होगा कि there are very few universities in first 500. First 100 में तो कोई university है ही नहीं. There are a couple of institute in first 200. But Taiwan has one university, very wonderful university in first 100 QS, like top universities in the world. And as far as infrastructure is concerned, as I mentioned earlier, very, very wonderful infrastructure. Let me give you a glimpses of some of the European universities, like particularly UK. You can see these universities, like University of Cambridge, as I mentioned, because I've been to University of Cambridge as well. Oxford University, but these colleges like Imperial College London, King's College, these are like tough, institutions as far as the QS ranking is concerned. And if you look at even in these universities, because I've been to these universities, some of these universities as well. Like I've been to Imperial College of London, King's College, also University of Cambridge, and I had interaction with university authorities as well as the student there. And if you look at the MS and PhD programs, like yes, these three benches are available in most of those universities, and there are plenty of fully funded scholarship programs available there. As far as the criteria, eligibility criteria in those UK universities is concerned, you see here you need a CGPA somewhere around 7, first class with around those 6, around 7 CGPA. And as I mentioned earlier, UK competition is a little bit more, like you need GRE as well, with score around 300 to 340, and with IELTS or TOEFL. If you are having these three qualifications with you, I'm sure you are going to place very easily in any UK university. And as far as PhD positions are concerned, I mean, like for PhD, for doctoral study, obviously your research proposal need to be very, very strong. Your statement of purpose, SOP, is need to be very, very strong. And that is why if you really want to enroll yourself in for PhD program, you need to, like during your masters, as I mentioned earlier, if you could publish, अगर एक research paper Scopus index में अगर publish करते हो during your masters, which is very much doable, and this is what we have been doing in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University since last almost 5 to 6 years. Every year we are making it sure that the master student is going to complete his PhD, his or her masters, I mean MSc, along with at least one Scopus index paper, and they are doing IELTS also simultaneously, and they are placing in many foreign universities for their PhD. As far as the Germany is concerned, as I mentioned earlier, Technical University Munich, Humboldt University, these are some of the very top class universities in the world. These universities, I have like all those red color universities, they are like top universities in the world. They have these three important branches like material science engineering, electronics, electrical, and computer engineering. And here also there is large number of fellowships options available. Like in Germany, there are two different level of university. Like there are some public funded universities and some private universities. Public universities, they are charging very, very marginal tuition fees. बट एज आई मेंशन अर्लियर कि आपको ट्यूशन फीस तो बहुत कम रहेंगे, बट डेली एक्सपेंसेस वहां पर रिलेटिवली ज्यादा है. बट इफ यू गो टू प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज, दे चार्ज लिटिल बिट मोर, लेकिन उनके पास स्कॉलरशिप के ऑप्शंस भी बहुत सारे होते हैं. And again, like requirement same as that of UK, you need to be like first class graduate with around 7 CGPA during your undergraduation. GRE score should be around. But let me tell you here, in case of in Germany, GRE need not be there. Like without GRE also, if you are having IELTS score around 7, you can be easily placed for your masters and PhD. And let me tell you one more very important thing in important aspect of Germany. Like if you somehow could manage to learn German before you enter into Germany, because there are many options available. Because you see in Germany there are many English taught program, जिनका medium of instruction English होगा, and there are some German taught program as well. अगर आपको जर्मन लैंग्वेज प्रोफिशिएंसी अगर है मिनिमम लेवल, जिस मतलब आप रीड कर सकते हो, पढ़ सकते हो, एंड देन राइट कर सकते हो, अगर वो कॉम्पिटेंसी अगर आपके पास है, तो देन यू कैन एनरोल इन जर्मन टॉट प्रोग्राम. एंड देन you like there are many German taught program with almost zero tuition fees, and you are going to get many options for doing part-time job as well. Within like couple of months you will get part-time job as well. So but उसके लिए आपको जर्मन proficiency होनी चाहिए. It's not only Germany, even Slovakia also. In most of the European countries, like if you could have the local language, if you could have the language competency of the local language, like Slovakian, अगर आप स्लोवाकिया जाते हो, अगर स्लोवाकियन अगर आपके पास अगर वो competency अगर है, तो there are many Slovak taught program. English taught program तो है ही, but in addition to that there are many Slovak taught program. There you can enroll with almost zero tuition fees, and you will have options available for part-time job as well. As far as the Slovakian university is concerned, PhD options, PhD and masters applications are open as of now. because the reason for knowing is like we have good collaboration with many European universities, and Slovakia, the communist university is one of those of Bratislava, which is capital of Slovakia. I will be visiting this Bratislava very soon, later in this month, for one of the national scholarship program, in one of the national scholarship program for doing for teaching as well as research. And I'm going to tell you like why Europe and Taiwan is better destination. Because our focus would be on more on Taiwan. The reason for that is, as I mentioned earlier, if you look at the infrastructure available in Taiwanese universities, European universities, infrastructure is really, really wonderful. I remember like in 2016-17, I went to University of Reims in France. And when I was visiting those university during daytime, I could not see students. There were very few students I could see in the laboratories. And जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी में जब टहल रहा था तो देखा कि there are very few students. Out of curiosity, when I interacted with the professor, and when I asked you like why there are limited students here, he said like local students, they don't want to do PhD, and we are waiting, we are searching for a good student for the PhD enrollment. They said like we are having plenty of options available for scholarship too. So इसका मतलब ये है कि जितने भी यूरोपियन, इंक्लूडिंग फ्रांस, जितने भी यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटीज है, they have a wonderful infrastructure, very, because I have seen from very close proximity. Because I have witnessed those infrastructure. So they have got state of that infrastructure. If you look at the scholarship option, yes, in Europe and particularly in Taiwan, there are numerous number of scholarship options available. As far as this employment options are concerned, there are n number of employment options available during your studies and after completion of study as well. As far as Taiwan is concerned, Taiwan is really very peaceful country. It is one of they have got well developed healthcare system, because I have visited Taiwan for many times, because I'm visiting professor in one of the top Taiwanese universities. The fifth most affordable country to study in the world. Fifth most affordable country, because if you really want to visit Taiwan, and if you don't have any scholarship, you need to pay only 20 to 25,000 rupees for your monthly expenses, not much. And as far as the work permit is concerned, they have got a very easy procedure for getting work permit, and percentage of placement is really very high. As far as challenges are concerned, like whenever we are talking about enrollment of the student, there will be few challenges that student need to look at, like communication skill. It means like language competency. Language competency is going to play very important role. बहुत लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि ताइवान में इतने अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट्स अवेलेबल है, स्कॉलरशिप ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं. मोरओवर लाइक किस एरिया में हमने जाना चाहिए वो भी लोगों को पता नहीं है. बिकॉज आप देखिए ना कि ताइवान बीइंग ए like first, like leading country in semiconductor hub, if you really want to go to Taiwan, these three subject to three discipline to priority होनी चाहिए, material science engineering, electronics engineering and computer engineering, वो भी पता नहीं होता है. बहुत सारे challenges ऐसे है कि during bachelor's and master इंडिया में research होता नहीं. But if you could do little research during your bachelor, हम अगर बच्चों को, स्टूडेंट को अवेयर करें कि भाई आपको जो है ड्यूरिंग बैचलर प्रोजेक्ट अंडरटेक करना है, मास्टर्स में करना है, एंड यू नीड टू मेक इट श्योर दैट यू आर गोइंग टू एंड अप विद वन रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन, गुड जर्नल. अगर मैं, जैसे मैंने बताया कि इफ यू कुड डू दैट वन रिसर्च पेपर, इफ यू कुड पब्लिश वन रिसर्च पेपर in Scopus Index Journal with like around 7 CGP and IS around 6 to 7 IS score, you are going to place in good universities in the world. These are some of the top universities in Taiwan, like including NTU, NTUST. They're very, very good universities. And let me tell you, जैसे मैंने recently National Taipei University of Technology, उसका ranking 436 है. But ranking wise हमें लगेगा यार 436 है. But when I entered that university, मतलब मेरा तो विश्वास ही नहीं हो रहा था कि गजब के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, गजब का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. आई हैव सीन मेनी इंडियन स्टूडेंट देयर एंड प्रोफेसर्स आर वेरी वेरी स्टूडेंट फ्रेंडली. As far as the important deadlines of Taiwanese universities are concerned, वहाँ का first round already has been initiated, like 2nd January to 15th of March, like up to 15th of March, and result is going to be announced in 1st of May. They do have a second layer of admission as well. Second round of admission will start on 16th of March and it will end on 14th of April, and उसका रिजल्ट अनाउंसमेंट होगा 1 जून. तो अगर मान लो कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज का डेडलाइन अगर आपके हाथ से अगर फिसल चुका है फर्स्ट राउंड का, तो देयर इज सेकंड राउंड ऑफ एग्जाम, एडमिशन इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी देयर. जैसे मैंने बताया कि देर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल फॉर स्कॉलरशिप. स्पेसिफिकली आई एम टेलिंग यू ताइवानीज यूनिवर्सिटीज नाउ. आप देखिए कि देर आर 4 डिफरेंट ऑप्शन. ऑप्शन नंबर ए होगा कि फुल ट्यूशन फी वेवर होगा, आपको ट्यूशन फीस कुछ पे करने की जरूरत नहीं होगा. एंड देन फॉर यू कैन गेट अ 12,000 एनटीडी स्टाइपेंड फॉर एमएस एंड 18,000 एनटीडी फॉर पीएचडी. आपको मैं बताऊं, अगर आपको ताइवान में अगर अच्छे से अच्छा भी रहना है तो यू डोंट रिक्वायर मोर देन 10,000 एनटीडी. Like 6,000 to 10,000 NTD is more than enough for all your expenses, including your dormitory charges. But you are going to get 12,000 NTD for masters and 18,000 NTD for a PhD student. There is a type B, like full tuition fees waiver, but half of the stipend, like 6,000 for MS and 9,000 for a PhD. तीसरा ऑप्शन भी है, जब फ्यू ट्यूशन, आपको ट्यूशन फीस वेवर मिलेगा पूरा, बट स्कॉलर्स स्टाइपेंड नहीं मिलेगा. तो यहाँ पर जैसे मैंने बताया कि इवन इन ताइवान आल्सो यू आर हैविंग गुड नंबर ऑफ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल फॉर पार्ट टाइम जॉब. देयर आई हैव सीन मेनी स्टूडेंट टीचर असिस्टेंटशिप करते हैं. They are working in very small scale industries as well and earning their money as which is required for their day to day expenses. जैसे मैंने बताया कि वहां पर आपको 6,000 to 10,000 एनटीडी लगेंगे महीने के आपके डेली एक्सपेंसेस फुलफिल करने के लिए. एंड टाइप डी होगा हाफ ट्यूशन फीस वेवर. आई हैव सीन मेनी स्टूडेंट देयर इन ताइवान कि जिनको फुल स्कॉलरशिप मिल रही है, 50% ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप दे आर सेंडिंग बैक टू देयर पेरेंट. कैसे, कुछ मैंने ऐसे स्टूडेंट देखे वहां पर ताइवान में कि दे आर गेटिंग लाइक हाफ ट्यूशन फीस वेवर एंड वर्किंग इन द पार्ट टाइम इन small industries, and they are surviving really nicely. As far as the documentation part is concerned, I will request my colleague Dr. Vijay Karan to take care of this documentation aspect. Dr. Vijay, over to you. Dr. Vijay Kiran, who is my colleague, he is going to take care of the documentation part. Sonalaji, can you please hello? Hello?
Sir, yeah, now I am audible.
Yes, we are audible. You please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Honorable Harshdeep Kamble, sir, and Professor Mahendra Shirsat, sir, for setting up a great foundation for today's webinar. Now, all the future aspirants, students, they already went through the lot of slides. I must say, like interesting slides, and they are getting like very much of like a good sort of information. But ultimately, one question, it is like a tinkering in their mind, that what sort of like documentation or preparation one need to have so that they will get the means they will enter in the vast avenues opportunities area. So ultimately, you can see on the screen that these are some of the important document, and I already went through these are the documents during my PhD studies or that of the postdoc studies. So I have some of the sort of like experience that how one should have to prepare this document so that you can easily crack or easily can cross these hurdles for the scholarships, and you can enter abroad for the higher education. So you can easily see that on the screen that some of the important documents that we really have to have that is CV. I will go through like each document and how one have to prepare these documents. That first document it is needed is like a CV, then motivation letter, CV, then recommendation letter, transcripts or records, language certificates. If you are in like a bachelor, And if you are hoping for the master, then probably you will not have the research articles. But if you are in a master, you really have work hard for the publication in terms of like research article. And if you are really hoping for the PhD studies, in that case tentative research plans plays the vital role. Now, among these documents, you may see that the English proficiency is very much of important. Generally, it is referred to be like a LPT. On the screen, you can see like two examinations that are like first hurdle that it will come into a way when you are trying for the abroad studies. That is the IELTS or that of the TOEFL. Generally, it is referred to be like a test of English as a foreign language, and the second one is the International English Language Testing System. Now this test TOEFL is applicable most of the time. It is applicable to like UK, means US universities, American universities, and Australian universities, while this IELTS is applicable to like European and that of the UK universities. One must have to understand that through this examination, this authority is like checking your listening, reading, that of the writing and speaking abilities. And one more thing, again, it is important while preparing, you have to like spend like 3 to 4 months thoroughly, because for this examination it's like a very high huge amount of like exam fees is there. So you should prepare very well for this examination. Now the second document, which is like of like a paramount of importance for your application, is like a motivation letter. Now motivation letter name itself is suggesting that what actually motives you to pursue your master or that of the PhD abroad. Now for this one is like a just a one page document, and within that one you have to put more and more about the your motives or that of the ideas, means that can appeal to selection committee or that of the professor. For that one you really have to do very hard work. Means for that, for preparations you have to work on that one. You have to stress on the that of your strength, weaknesses, that of the opportunity and that of the challenges. And again, these are the important point that you have to cover up in your motivation letter of the like you should have to maintain the consistency, means you have to mention the professional tone in your present, means in terms of like a motivation letter. Now again, one of the document which is very much of important for applying, that is the curriculum vitae. Now most of the means I have studied like in European countries. At that time, CV, in terms of like if you are applying to European Union universities, at that time one document it is very much of important, and that is referred to be like a Europass CV. Now Europass CV also is a format of like curriculum vitae. And if you are looking towards the like in terms of like a length of the CV, it is like greater than that of the resume. Resume is generally we are utilizing for like job prospects, but CV, if you are applying for like a studentship for master or that of the PhD, CV plays the vital role. Now if you are in a like a master, most of the time you are pursuing like a research activity or you are having the publication, so there is a like a possibility that your CV it get longer. Now again, with that one, the another document that I already mentioned in previous slide is of the that first certificate is of the like a language certificate, second one is like a motivation letter, then CV, and after that one document it is important. And most of the universities, if you are looking towards the any like eligibility or that of the documentation for most of the fellowships, these documents are important, and within that one transcripts is also one of the document. Now what transcripts are the like a simple document. Means we really think that what exactly mean by transcript. Transcript is just a mark memo. What we are doing, we are just standardize our mark memo so that it can be like easily get means most of the like European universities or like global university can accept that your document. So transcript is just a detailed record of your marks, grades that have been generated by your current or that of the former university. Now with this one document, again it's important, that is the recommendation letter. Now always remember this one, that these documents are representation, means represents you. Means generally what happened that we are giving the interview and we are facing the interview, that means we are representing yourself. First, at the earlier stage, like at the earlier like a scrutiny stage, what we do, we generally send the documents. That means these documents are like representing you. That means you have to prepare very well for this document, so that you can go to like a next stage. Now, among that one, motivation letter, we are describing about ourselves, but the recommendation letter is like your professor is describing about your capabilities, whether you are suitable for particular positions or not. So for master, like one or two recommendations are important, but if you are trying for PhD, at that time, like almost like a 2 to 3 recommendations are crucial for your application. Now within this one, as if you are in master, at that time, means most of the time we are trying for securing the funds for your research, and at that time research proposal is one of the document which is crucial one. Now research proposal is a document written by the researcher that provides the detailed description of your proposed program. Now if you are having the very good sort of like research proposal document, ultimately you can secure the funding easily. That means your research proposal, it should be like it's like a considerable when it is like full of ideas. It should have the more that of the like novelties. And within that one, if you are looking towards the like flow of the research proposal title, that of the like hypothesis, that of the objectives of your work, and that of the methodology plays the vital role in that one. You have to consider these points while preparing the research proposal. And after that, if you are looking towards this particular slide, what you are finding that most of the like either if you are like for applying for the master degree or that of the PhD degree, for both like for master and that of the PhD, whatever the documents I already mentioned, these are the part of this most of the means either if you are applying to European Union fellowships or like Eastern country, that is the Taiwan, South Korea, Japan. These documents are like a base for all documents. Now, if you are checking this one, for if you are trying for the master, of course bachelor degree should be there, but within that one you can see that either you need to have like a TOEFL score or IELTS score. And within this one, like at a bachelor, it's not probably not possible for you to publish the Scopus Index journal. But if you are hoping for the like a PhD degree, and if you are in a master, then ultimately you really have to work hard in laboratory so as to get the Scopus Index publication. So ultimately, all whatever the documentation I have mentioned or described, these are plays the vital role, and you really have to focus on this document to further cross the like challenge of the these fellowships. Thank you. Now I request to Professor Mahendra Shirsat sir to put more light on the Taiwanese top university wise admission procedures.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Vijay. I hope Vijay, am I audible?
Yes sir, yes sir.
यस ओके एक बात मैं आपको बताऊं यहाँ पर कि ताइवानी यूनिवर्सिटी की एक खासियत मैं आपको बताऊं। अगर मान लो कोई हमारे पास बीएससी करके अगर कोई स्टूडेंट अगर वहां जाना चाहे, तो इवन इफ यू कंप्लीट बीएससी हियर, लेट से बीएससी फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथमेटिक्स, और वहां जाकर अगर कोई स्टूडेंट मटेरियल साइंस इंजीनियरिंग में अगर एमएस करना चाहता है, इट इज वेरी मच पॉसिबल। दिस इज वन थिंग, लाइक साइंस इंजीनियरिंग वहां पर कोई सेग्रीगेशन नहीं है, दे आर वेरी मच इंटीग्रेटेड। लाइक साइंस का स्टूडेंट इंजीनियरिंग कर सकता है, बैचलर ऑफ साइंस करने के बाद भी मास्टर ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग कर सकता है, मास्टर ऑफ साइंस करने के बाद पीएचडी जो है इंजीनियरिंग में कर सकता है। दिस इज वन फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इन ताइवानी यूनिवर्सिटीज। अनदर फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इज, अगर मान लो आपने यहाँ पर बैचलर किया इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड टेलीकम्युनिकेशन इंजीनियरिंग, आपको वहां जाना है मटेरियल साइंस इंजीनियरिंग में, दैट इज ऑल्सो फिजिबल। वहां पर उन लोगों का कहना है कि भाई इफ द स्टूडेंट इज कॉम्पिटेंट इनफ, we don't have any problem, we accept student of any background, like at least science and engineering। of course arts का student science या engineering में allowed नहीं होगा, but even if you complete BE or bachelor in any discipline of engineering, आप वहां जाकर जो desire आपका है material science या electronics, whatever you can go, any cross disciplinary entry is very much possible in all Taiwanese universities। जैसे कि मेरे पास, जैसे मैंने कहा कि मेरे पास एवरी ईयर मास्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स करके बच्चे जाते हैं, साइंस एमएससी करके, वहां जाकर वो पीएचडी इन मटेरियल साइंस इंजीनियरिंग में करते हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग में करते हैं, बिकॉज दे डिड देयर मास्टर्स इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक साइंस, बट देयर दे आर डूइंग पीएचडी इन इंजीनियरिंग। हमारे इंडिया में ये अभी भी, बिकॉज वी हैव वाटर टाइट कंपार्टमेंट, we don't need to have a watertight compartment, but unfortunately we have। चलो मैं आपको अभी कुछ ताइवानीज टॉप टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज के एडमिशन बताऊं। जैसे कि नेशनल ताइवान यूनिवर्सिटी क्यूएस वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग है 77। उसके सभी ब्रांचेस मटेरियल साइंस, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, कंप्यूटर साइंस, फिजिक्स एंड मटेरियल साइंस, वहां पर आपको मैं एक एडिशनल बताऊं, दे हैव डिफरेंट ऑफ फिजिक्स and still they are doing because they have a BS as well as MS। BS either आप फिजिक्स में करो या BS आप इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग में करो या मटेरियल साइंस इंजीनियरिंग में करो, you need to spend 4 years on your graduation there and 2 years for masters and 3 years for PhD। और एक बात मैं एडिशनल बताऊं, देर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल इन ताइवानीज यूनिवर्सिटी इवन फॉर बैचलर टू। good options are available। English taught program, I'm not talking about the Taiwanese taught, but like English taught program, medium of instruction will be English and good options are available in। जैसे कि विजय ने बताया कि हमारे इंडिया में कभी भी स्टूडेंट ड्यूरिंग ग्रेजुएशन रिसर्च का सोच ही नहीं सकते। द रीजन फॉर दैट इज वी आर हेवीली लोडेड, क्योंकि हमारे पास ग्रेजुएट होने के लिए चाहिए अराउंड 160 टू 180 क्रेडिट। वहां पर विद इन 120 क्रेडिट यू कैन गेट द ग्रेजुएशन डिग्री, रिमेनिंग क्रेडिट दे विल अर्न थ्रू रिसर्च। So it means that during graduation also research component is very much mandatory there, and as a result of that, जैसे कि कांबळे साहब ने बताया, हर्षदीप रेस्पेक्टेड हर्षदीप कांबळे साहब ने बताया कि there are research is like very extensive activity in Taiwanese university as well as European universities। उसका रीजन ये है कि बच्चों को रिसर्च का टेस्ट जो है ड्यूरिंग ग्रेजुएशन में ही दिया जाता है, and therefore if there are students who are doing 12th this year, I would request parents to think of placing your student for undergraduate degree in Taiwanese university too। और जैसे कि नेशनल ताइवान यूनिवर्सिटी का अनफॉर्चुनेट लास्ट डेट निकल चुका है फॉल सेमेस्टर का 20 फरवरी।
We are sorry for this interruption. We are trying to connect and have him online again to proceed with the presentation. Please bear with us. Thank you. Meanwhile, I would request all the interested candidates to please follow our social media links, which are available on the invite. Please follow, because after this webinar, you will be receiving a registration link which you can fill in. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry, I was there was some issue internet
No
issue।
problem, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah। So is my screen visible, ma'am? Is my screen visible and I'm audible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir,
Hello.
please go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay, okay. So, regarding scholarship options, like there are three different options available. Number one option is Minister of Foreign Affairs, Taiwanese scholar, I mean government of Taiwan का. इसमें ये होगा कि there are good number of scholarship available, जिसमें वन वे आपको ईयर फेयर भी मिलेगा, ट्यूशन फी वेवर होगा एंड मंथली स्टाइपेंड देखिए 30,000 NTD. इसका जो है ड्यूरेशन है 4 साल का. आप देखिए कि जैसे मैंने बताया कि ताइवान में आपको मंथली एक्सपेंसेस जो है डे टू डे के एक्टिविटीज के लिए यू नीड ओनली 6,000 to 10,000 NTD. अंडर दिस फेलोशिप यू आर गोइंग टू गेट 30,000 NTD. रुपीज में ऑलमोस्ट ये अराउंड 80,000 होगा, जहां पर आपको रुपीज में वहां पर 20 to 25,000 एक्सपेंसेस लगेंगे. सो इट मींस दैट इफ यू गेट दिस फेलोशिप you can send money back to your parent too. This is one option available. Another option is this is again Taiwan government scholarship, लेकिन ये यूनिवर्सिटी के थ्रू रूट होता है. जैसे पहले मैंने आपको बताया कि मास्टर्स के लिए 2 साल के लिए मिलता है, फेलोशिप होगा उसका 12,000 NTD पर मंथ एंड पार्शियल अगर मिला है तो 9,000 NTD पर मंथ. पीएचडी के लिए 3 साल की फेलोशिप मिलेगी 18,000 पर NTD पर मंथ एंड पार्शियल अगर मिलता है तो 12,500 NTD पर मंथ. मतलब दिस इज सेकंड ऑप्शन अवेलेबल. एक है मिनिस्टर ऑफ फॉरेन अफेयर, दूसरा जो है तैवानी गवर्नमेंट थ्रू यूनिवर्सिटीज. एंड एवरी यूनिवर्सिटी, आपको मैं बताऊं, एवरी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफर्स स्कॉलरशिप टू द स्टूडेंट. एटलीस्ट आपको मतलब अगर जैसे मैंने बताया आपको कि आपका CGPA अगर अराउंड 7 है and if you are having one Scopus paper with IELTS score around 6 to 6.5, you are going to get full scholarship. अगर नहीं तो पार्शियल मिलेगा आपको. कम से कम ट्यूशन फी वेवर तो आपको किसी भी मतलब ताइवान गवर्नमेंट ने ये इंश्योर किया है कि ऑल फॉरेनर्स शुड गेट मिनिमम ट्यूशन फीस वेवर. सबको कम से कम ट्यूशन फी वेवर तो सभी को मिलेगा. So if you could enroll there, obviously you are going to you are going to get one or other scholarship. Now what we have to do now? जैसे कि मैंने बताया कि फॉल सेमेस्टर बहुत पास में आ चुका है, कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज के डेडलाइन भी चले गए हैं, बट नेक्स्ट ईयर का जो फॉल एंड स्प्रिंग सेमेस्टर होगा उसके लिए हमें मतलब तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी. आई वुड रिकमेंड स्टूडेंट टू स्टार्ट एटलीस्ट 1 year इन एडवांस. मतलब 1 साल पहले अगर आपने शुरू किया ना तो डेफिनेटली आपको मतलब यू आर गोइंग टू प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ वेरी नाइसली एंड यू विल बी एबल टू प्लेस इन गुड यूनिवर्सिटीज. उसके लिए आपको करने क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा? यू शुड ट्राई टू अटेंड समर इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम ड्यूरिंग योर अंडर ग्रेजुएशन और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन. ट्राई टू अटेंड समर इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम. और समर इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में यू नीड टू मेक इट श्योर दैट यू आर गोइंग टू गेट सम पब्लिकेशन आउट ऑफ दैट. Do very extensive research during your summer internship program. Attend language classes. Language जैसे मैंने बताया था कि language competency is going to be very very important. तो लैंग्वेज कॉम्पिटेंसी 2 टाइप की एक होगी. एक तो इंग्लिश का होगा, दूसरा ये होगा कि आप जैसे कि इफ यू आर फोकसिंग ताइवान सो यू नीड टू हैव द चाइनीज. मैंड्रिन इज एक्चुअली ताइवानीज लोकल लैंग्वेज. If you want to go to South Korea, Korean should be your priority. If you want to go to Taiwan, the Japan, Japanese should be your priority. अगर आप इंग्लिश कॉम्पिटिशन के साथ साथ 1 साल पहले अगर ये लोकल लैंग्वेजेस, वहां के लोकल लैंग्वेजेस अगर आप पढ़कर जाते हो, वो स्किल अगर आप अर्न करते हो, then you are going to have additional option for enrolling yourself in नॉन इंग्लिश taught program, जहां पर स्कॉलरशिप के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा होंगे. And moreover, you need to earn some computer skills as well. That you need to make it very sure. So what are the steps to be followed? जैसे मैंने बताया कि 1 साल पहले शुरू करना पड़ेगा. सबसे पहले आपको जो है इंग्लिश कॉम्पिटेंसी एग्जामिनेशंस क्वालिफाई करने पड़ेंगे, IELTS एंड TOEFL. देन टेक्निकल स्किल के बारे में आपको सीरियसली सोचना पड़ेगा कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ टेक्निकल स्किल. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नीड टू सी लाइक what are the universities and which program you want to enroll. Accordingly, try to earn those technical skills. Get acquainted with academic environment, living and food habits in European and Taiwanese universities. Shortlist the universities. सबसे important है shortlist the universities. Program को आप shortlist करिए. Identify some professors. And sometimes कभी-कभी आप जिस university में आप पढ़ रहे हो, जिस कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हो, वहां का अगर कोलैबोरेशन अगर है तो देन दैट प्रोफेसर कुड बी अ गुड रिसोर्स फॉर यू टू गेट यू अटैच टू द प्रोफेसर ऑफ दैट टारगेटेड यूनिवर्सिटी. या तो आपके कोई सीनियर स्टूडेंट अगर हो, पहले से वहां पर काम कर रहे हो, तो देन दैट कुड बी वन गुड कनेक्शन बिटवीन यू एंड दैट यूनिवर्सिटी. दैट कुड बी स्टेप 1. what should you do in step 2? If you decide to go to individual master and doctor studies, individual masters and doctor study का मतलब ये है कि मैंने देखा कि ताइवानीज एंड जर्मन यूनिवर्सिटीज में देर आर मेनी यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटीज, देर आर 2 ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल. एक ऑप्शन ये होगा कि कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज जो है आपके ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन तो लेंगे ही लेंगे, but in addition to that they will be asking you to submit one recommendation of the professor, recommendation from the that targeted university. So what you need to do, identify a professor, contact him, see whether he will give you consent. अगर या तो दूसरा ऑप्शन होगा स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्राम. स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्राम का मतलब ये कोऑर्डिनेटर होगा. जैसे कि मान लो मेरे एक यूनिवर्सिटी में मास्टर्स के एडमिशन करना है, देयर वुड बी वन कोऑर्डिनेटर. आपको अप्लाई करना है एंड यू नीड टू बी इन कांटेक्ट विद दोस कोऑर्डिनेटर. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट, अगर स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्राम में अप्लाई कर रहे हो या अगर इंडिविजुअल प्रोफेसर के साथ कांटेक्ट करके अगर आपको कंसेंट मिलता है, सो देन दैट इज इंडिविजुअल, getting in touch with individual professor is always going to be one good idea. देन आप देखिए कि उसके डेडलाइंस क्या है, एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या है, अकॉर्डिंगली यू नीड टू अप्लाई थ्रू. देयर आर मोस्ट ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटीज आपको ऑनलाइन अप्लाई करना होगा. लेकिन मैंने देखा कि कुछ साउथ कोरियन यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड जापानीज यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड ताइवानीज यूनिवर्सिटी, यू नीड टू डाउनलोड द फॉर्म, यू नीड टू सेंड योर हार्ड कॉपी ऑफ योर फॉर्म along with the relevant documents in fact to the universities through by airmail. So that you need to see like what are the requirement, and अगर मान लो आप अगर select होते हो तो you are going to get the confirmation later. So once you get the confirmation later, मतलब आपको पता चल गया कि you have been shortlisted, get all your document ready. ट्रांसक्रिप्ट, जैसे कि डॉक्टर विजय ने बताया कि ट्रांसक्रिप्ट आपको, क्योंकि हमारे जो मार्कशीट होते हैं डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड होते हैं. जैसे कि मान लो मैं अगर बैचलर ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा हूं तो 4 साल के 8 सेमेस्टर के 8 मार्कशीट होंगे. ट्रांसक्रिप्ट जो है 1 या 2 पेजेस पे सबके सब सभी सेमेस्टर के आपको कंसोलिडेटेड डेटा मिलेगा. डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट, कुछ कंट्रीज का उसको अपोस्टाइल करना जरूरी है. यू नीड टू सी लाइक वेदर यू नीड अपोस्टाइल डॉक्यूमेंट. वो सभी रिक्वायरमेंट आप देख लीजिएगा एंड देन सी द वीजा रिक्वायरमेंट. एंड व्हेनेवर यू आर हैविंग whether it is यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटी और ताइवानीज यूनिवर्सिटी, कम से कम एक महीना पहले कम से कम आप अप्लाई करिए एंड अरेंज एडिक्वेट करेंसी बिफोर यू एंटर इनटू दैट कंट्री. अगर ताइवान जा रहे हो तो यू नीड ओनली 100 USD, क्योंकि मैंने जैसे बताया कि वहां पर डे टू डे एक्सपेंसेस बहुत ही कम है. आपको बहुत ज्यादा पैसा कैरी करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी टू बिगिन विद. क्यों चाहिए? बिकॉज इवन इफ यू गेट द स्कॉलरशिप, वहां जाकर एनरोलमेंट होगा, आपको लोकल कार्ड मिलेगा, देन बैंक अकाउंट ओपन करना पड़ेगा, देन इट विल टेक सम टाइम, couple of months जाएंगे उसमें. सो यू नीड सम मनी विथ यू टू डू योर एक्सपेंसेस. तो ताइवान में जाओगे तो आपको हार्डली 100 USD के आसपास लगेगा. बट आप अगर यूके या यूरोपियन किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में जाते हो तो यू नीड लिटिल बिट मोर मनी फॉर दैट. एंड देन वेल इन एडवांस आप आपका एयर टिकट बुक करिए सो दैट यू विल बी स्पेंडिंग लेस मनी ऑन दैट. एंड स्टेप 4 होगा प्रिपेयर अ लिस्ट ऑफ रिक्वायर्ड आइटम. जैसे सब कुछ हो गया, आपका एडमिशन हो गया, आपका टिकट बुक हो गया, एंड देन prepare the required item including your food, medicine, and you should get ready well in advance. Whenever you will be arriving in either Taiwan in European universities, you need to make it sure that जो आपका deadline होगा वहां पहुंचने का, कम से कम 1 week पहले जाइए आप. You need to keep yourself updated with the guidelines which are being provided by the Office of International Affairs of that university, and accordingly, like once you are there, you need to get in touch with those for further guidance. Now, as far as जैसे मैंने एक समरी में आपको बताना चाहूँ, अगर मान लो अगर आपको ताइवान जाना है, सो ताइवान इज द वंडरफुल डेस्टिनेशन. लेट मी टेल यू, ऐसा नहीं कि वहां पर, बिकॉज एज आई मेंशन अर्लियर, रिपीट मैं करता हूँ, अंडरलाइन करता हूँ कि जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मैंने यूएस के टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज में देखा, वही इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, वही एनवायरमेंट मैंने ताइवान की यूनिवर्सिटीज में देखा. एडिशनल पॉइंट ये है कि एक्सपेंसेस कम है, प्रोफेसर्स आर वेरी वेरी गुड, पीपल आर वेरी गुड, वेरी पीसफुल कंट्री. लेकिन अगर मान लो आपको यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटीज में जाना है तो क्या यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना टफ है इंक्लूडिंग यूके? एब्सोल्युटली नहीं. क्योंकि अगर आप रेडी हो, आप अगर प्रिपेयर्ड अगर हो, आपके पास रिक्विजिट डॉक्यूमेंट अगर है, रिक्विजिट क्रेडेंशियल आपको है, तो नथिंग इज, आई मीन यू आर नॉट लेट, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी टफ एट ऑल. सो एज फार एज एडमिशंस आर कंसर्न, किसी भी यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटीज में, ताइवानीज यूनिवर्सिटीज में एडमिशन चैलेंजिंग नहीं है, प्रोवाइडेड यू शुड हैव दोस एडिक्वेट स्किल्स, एडिक्वेट क्रेडेंशियल्स। वो अगर आपके पास है तो डेफिनेटली आप जा सकते हो। इन एडिशन टू दैट, स्लोवाकिया का कुछ एडिशनल मैं बताऊं, अगर मान लो कुछ स्टूडेंट है, दे आर ऑलरेडी एनरोल फॉर एमएस एंड पीएचडी इन इंडिया, अगर वो, अगर मान लो ड्यूरिंग देयर पीएचडीज, ड्यूरिंग देयर मास्टर्स, अगर वो जाना चाहे यूरोपियन कंट्रीज में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्लोवाकिया, इट्स नॉट ओनली स्लोवाकिया बट देर आर मेनी अदर ऑप्शंस इन मेनी अदर कंट्रीज एज वेल। स्लोवाकिया का एक पर्टिकुलर एग्जांपल देना चाहता हूं मैं कि नेशनल स्कॉलरशिप प्रोग्राम एनएसपी ऑफ स्लोवाकिया, ये फेलोशिप होता है बैचलर स्टूडेंट के लिए, मास्टर स्टूडेंट के लिए, पीएचडी स्टूडेंट के लिए, पोस्ट डॉक के लिए, टीचर्स के लिए भी होता है। टीचर कैटेगरी, सीनियर टीचर कैटेगरी में मैं जा रहा हूं 10 महीने के लिए, लेकिन ये इट इज ओपन फॉर एवरीबडी। हर साल में 2 ओपनिंग होती है। 10th, like April, 31st April is the last date for one notification, and second notification will come in month of October। तो अगर मान लो इस साल जो एनरोल है इंडिया में स्टूडेंट, मास्टर्स के लिए, बैचलर के लिए, पीएचडी के लिए स्लोवाकिया जाना चाहते हैं अंडर एनएसपी प्रोग्राम, आप देखिए, आप वेबसाइट में जाइए, एनएसपी स्लोवाकिया लिखिए गूगल में, आपको पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगा, एंड होपफुली यू विल बी एबल टू enter into the slow European university, doing your spending couple of months in those universities। और मैंने जैसे बताया था कि there are many German universities, there are many universities in France, they are providing I mean they are enrolling student with very marginal tuition fees. Many public universities, very good universities, you can look into those and grab those opportunities. With this, I tried my level best to provide you the glimpses of the options available in many European and Taiwanese universities. Now I'm going to stop here, and if you are having questions, we will be very happy to address your questions. Thank you very much, and I once again thanks the Metta Global Foundation for providing us opportunity to interact with large group of students, and I would like to thank Honorable Harshdeep Kamble sir for giving me this opportunity to have the interaction. Thank you very much. Should I stop sharing a presentation now?
Yes, sir, please. Thank you very much, sir, for such detailed information. Thank you, Dr. Vijay Kiran. I know this is very overwhelming for all the aspirant students, but do not fret. आपको परेशान होने की बिल्कुल भी ज़रूरत नहीं है, because that is where Metta Global Foundation is there to help you. What you just need to do is follow our social media links. We will be posting the registration link soon after the webinar. You just have to register for that, and we will contact you and help you throughout the process with whatever is the requirement to get you through the applications. I would now request Mr. Alok Shende, who is the chairman of Metta Global Foundation, to address the aspirant students. Alok sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to thank Dr. Harshdeep Kamble, Professor Sensar, and Vijay Kiran sir for taking us through the entire process. Harshdeep sir started with the bigger vision. Shirsat sir talked about the pros and cons. He talked about what are the aspects that you require to be a viable candidate for these universities. And Vijay Kiran sir gave a detailed discussion, the minutest of discussion as to what are the ways in which to comply to the European and the Taiwanese admission process. So with that, we come to a broad conclusion. Before we go to question answer session, I just want to make one more announcement. On behalf of Metta Global Foundation, I would like to announce that we're going to sponsor one boy and one girl, subject to receiving a scholarship with any of the institutions, either in Taiwan or in Europe. And what we're going to cover is cover the living expense and non academic expenses. So that is something that I wanted to make a uh, that is an announcement I wanted to make, and I'm hoping that it will also motivate other aspirants to kind of prepare themselves and earn their admission in these institutions. Thank you, and we can move to question answer session now.
Thank you very much, Alok sir. We are open for questions now. We would like to audience to post their questions. We would be happy to answer. The first question that had come in was, if this process, if the application is only limited to science field. So I would like to answer that yes, as of now it is only restricted to science field, but we are open to applications from other fields also. We, Metta Global Foundation, will be working on this and would be extending our help towards other streams other than science also. So please register with us. I would now like to ask everyone to be available. So there's this question. Yes,
Yeah. Should I respond to this question?
yes, sir, please.
So there are many English, as I mentioned earlier, in Taiwan, but particularly there are many English taught undergrad program, very good programs. So there are plenty of opportunities available for undergrad as well, undergrad in Taiwan, in many European universities as well. But like if you really want to go to the foreign countries, and if you could earn local language skills, then there will be plenty of options available.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Yes, as I mentioned, applicants as of now only to engineering students and science students, BSc, as sir mentioned, who's done, they are eligible to apply for this. Next question, please. Professor Shirsat, would you like to answer this, please?
Yeah, sure. In fact, in many European as well as Taiwanese universities, good number of opportunities are available in social sciences as well, like economics, political science, sociology. Good number of options are available. But as it is mentioned by Sonali, this particular initiative was to assist the student in three important disciplines, because we are going to have wonderful employment opportunities available in India. बट आप अप्लाई कर सकते हो and बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Yes, स्कॉलरशिप ऑप्शंस आर आल्सो अवेलेबल फॉर, जैसे मैंने बताया, आर्ट्स मतलब सोशल साइंसेस हो या कॉमर्स हो या साइंस इंजीनियरिंग हो, options are available for each and every subject in all European and Taiwanese university, provided you should have those credentials. जैसे हमने बताया था कि आपको मतलब इवन आप कॉमर्स के हो, आपको भी IELTS लैंग्वेज कॉम्पिटेंसी लगेगी, आपका भी CGPA अच्छा होना जरूरी है. जब आपने ग्रेजुएट किया होगा तो आपके पास कुछ स्किल्स होनी चाहिए. So if you have those skill set with you, definitely you can get scholarship from those universities. It's not only science and engineering, but social science as well as commerce too.
Next question, please.
गैप का उतना इम्पोर्ट, एज लॉन्ग एज यू आर हैविंग गुड क्रेडेंशियल विथ यू, जैसे कि 1 साल का गैप है वो बहुत ज्यादा मैटर नहीं करेगा. जैसे कि हमारे पास क्या होता है ना, हम गैप अगर रहा तो हम वो स्टूडेंट के तरफ देखने का हमारा नजरिया अलग होता है. बट इन फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज दे आर लीस्ट बॉदर्ड अबाउट वेदर यू हैड गैप और नॉट. प्रोवाइडेड आपके पास जो क्रेडेंशियल चाहिए उनके लिए, जैसे कि आपका सीजीपी अच्छा हो, आपका आईएएस का लैंग्वेज कॉम्पिटेंसी का स्कोर अच्छा हो, टेक्निकल स्किल आपके अच्छे हो, अगर ये सब आपके पास है तो गैप इट नाउ गोइंग टू मैटर टू मच.
Okay, next question, please.
जैसे कि मैंने बताया ना कि लाइफ साइंसेस में आप पूछ रहे हो कि इज देयर इज स्कोप इन बॉटनी स्टूडेंट. यस, इक्वली, लाइक देयर आर गुड ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल. इट्स नॉट ओनली दिस थ्री सब्जेक्ट का रीजन हमने बताया कि व्हाई वी आर प्रमोटिंग स्टूडेंट इन दिस थ्री डिसिप्लिन, बट लाइफ साइंसेस में भी बहुत स्कोप अवेलेबल है. देयर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल इन बोथ यूरोपियन एज वेल एज ताइवानीज यूनिवर्सिटीज. What about faculty for postdoctoral work in European universities? आपको मैं बताऊं कि आप केमिस्ट्री के हो, एक्चुअली बताऊं कि फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज में सब्जेक्ट डजंट मेक एनी डिफरेंस. आपके पास नॉलेज क्या है इंपॉर्टेंट करता है. जैसे कि नाउ आई एम फ्रॉम फिजिक्स. I went to US in department. I was doing my postdoc in US in Department of Chemical and Environmental Engineering. तो आपका सब्जेक्ट क्या मैटर नहीं करता. आपके उनके जो थ्रस्ट एरिया है, जिस यूनिवर्सिटी में आप जाना चाहते हो, पोस्ट डॉक्टरेट पोजीशन आपको तब मिलेगी जब आपके पास उनके पास क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, वो स्किल सेट अगर आपके पास है तो यू आर गोइंग टू गेट पोस्ट डॉक पोजीशन इन एनी यूनिवर्सिटीज, नॉट ओनली इन यूरोप बट अक्रॉस द ग्लोब. थैंक यू वेरी मच. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं है. मतलब आपको लगता है कि यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटी का एक साल का मास्टर क्या इंफीरियर कंसिडर किया जाएगा? एब्सोल्युटली नहीं. उसका रीजन मैं आपको बताऊं कि उनके पास, हाँ, आप अगर इंडिया में आना चाहते हो तो यू विल हैव अ प्रॉब्लम. लेकिन आप अगर एक साल का पीजी करके अगर वहीं पर जॉब करना चाहते हो तो यू डोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम. बट इफ यू आर कमिंग बैक टू इंडिया, मेक इट श्योर दैट कि वो जो पैटर्न है, आप एक साल का डिग्री मत सोचिए. गो 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 फॉर 2 ईयर डिग्री. आप एक साल का डिग्री मत करिए आप अगर इंडिया में आके जॉब करना चाहते हो तो. बिकॉज हमारे पास क्या होगा ना, यूनिवर्सिटीज में बड़ा कंडीशनल ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच रहेगा. सो यू, एज फार एज प्राइवेट सेक्टर इज कंसर्न, यू कैन गेट गुड अपॉर्चुनिटीज.
The next question, could I please request Dr.
Yes.
Sir to please answer?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think I will take it. So the next question is, what do you tell about startup and entrepreneurship? Should we do it? How and what is the right time? Okay, after MTech engineering or after the job experience? Actually, to go for a startup, it has to be today. And you don't have to wait. There is no right time as such. You have to start immediately. What is startup? Startup is a wonderful idea which you have based on your experience and your knowledge. And when we say startup and entrepreneurship, so when you go for a startup, so that is basically when you start. That is when you that beforehand you have an idea. You are planning for a startup, and then that is how you are actually already into entrepreneurship. We have for the startups, there are so many supports which government gives, but one support which we don't give as a government is we don't supply you ideas. So it has to come from your side only, and you have to be aware about what is the market that is available, what kind of a support that government can do is we can handle to you. Like we have started one very good government of Maharashtra has started one very good initiative with Cornell University of USA, and we have set up an incubator center or accelerator center for that matter. So we have such kind of incubator centers already, so many of them in Maharashtra, so many of them in India. तो ये एक्सेलरेटर इंक्यूबेटर सेंटर्स जो है, इनका फायदा लेके आप अपनी आइडिया को वहाँ पे इंक्यूबेट कर सकते हो और उसको आगे लेके जा सकते हो. दैट इज हाउ यू स्टार्ट योर of course this journey. But what is one very important thing that is required is you also require a mentorship. If you can write us in detail, of course, then I will pick it up from Metta Global Foundation and send you a detailed reply on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question, please. Professor Shilsat?
No. I mean, unfortunately, they don't offer any online program on semiconductor designing as far as the Taiwanese universities are concerned. But let me tell you, there are a few European universities. They offer some online programs, but you need to. But as of now, I don't have any idea about that. But as far as Taiwanese universities are concerned, but I will not advise you to go for online, because as far as semiconductor designing is concerned, you need to be on field. You need to see like how the chips are being fabricated, how the materials are being prepared for the different devices. So don't go for online programs.
Yes, so actually, I would also say that first-hand experience is very, very important for this
Yes.
newer field of semiconductor industry.
Yes.
So online would not help. So
Thank you.
another one is there a scope for cyber
With
security?
cybersecurity.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There is a lot of scope. Now we have seen that IT sector has grown so much. And I can give you examples from Maharashtra itself, where there are so many IT companies which have now come. Many of them are multinational companies. They have also set up their data centers as well. And, now fintech is another area which is growing at a very, very fast pace, where this kind of cyber security, data security are of a prime importance. Therefore, in my speech, I was mentioning that anything to do with technology, please go for that. Please go for that. That is where the future lies. So, cyber security, data security are of immense importance.
So the next question,
This is
Professor, yeah,
this has
can you
already been addressed. This has already been addressed.
goes on? Yes. Next question, please. Astrophysics is the question.
Um, you see, like it depends on, as far as the PhD in physics is concerned, you need to see which specialization you want to do. Like, for example, you want to do PhD in astrophysics specialization, right? So what you need to do is, first of all, identify universities. First of all, identify country where you want to go. Whether you want to go to which European universities or which Taiwanese universities. Then identify the professors, and then you get contact attached with him. So because identification of professor is going to play very, very important role. And once you identify, you just send them email and ask them whether they have any opportunities for PhD positions. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
actually,
Okay.
I would also like to add on to that. When we talk about the astrophysics, the University of Cambridge University is, I would say that they offer a very, very good courses on that. And then, of course, we have another Durham University in UK is another university which you can try to. But Cambridge, of course, is fantastic. It has a good name, so maybe you can try for that, but it's difficult there to go. It's difficult there because the competition is more. But wherever there is a competition, you have to work harder, and day
Yes.
in and day out.
Yes.
Very rightly said, sir. The last question we are taking in is any opportunity in forensic science?
Yes, because opportunities are there in every aspect of science, every branch of science. Like you, the only again my suggestion would be, you need to identify, because as it is mentioned by Kamlesh said that Cambridge University, there are people who are really doing extensive research in astrophysics. uh, as far as forensic science is concerned, there are many universities across the globe. They are doing research in forensic science, but like you need to identify that respective professor.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We would now like to end this session. We are very thankful. Metta Global Foundation is very thankful to Dr. Harshdeep Kamle, sir, for giving his valuable time and his guidance to this webinar. Professor Shirsat, sir, for giving such detailed guidance. Dr. Vijay Kiran, thank you very much for the information provided. Uh, Alok sir, for giving that sponsorship news. I think students will really apply for that. And to all the students, thank you, and all interested candidates for joining. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. So what next? What next step? Like those students who are interested, how do they actually would get in touch? Can
I'm
you throw
coming.
some light on that? Yes, please.
Yes, I'm coming up to that. So, the students who are interested, they have to follow our social media links of Metta Global Foundation. They've already been shared through the invite, through the WhatsApp messages. We are available on WhatsApp message. The number is already been shared. Please follow on all the social media links. We will be providing a registration link soon. You just have to again register with us. We will contact you with all the details and help you throughout the process to get the right university for you to get in. So please register, please contact us, and we'll be very happy to help. Yes,
Madam,
sir.
I would,
Yeah, I have one request to make. I am very happy that Mr. Alok Shende he's told just now that Metta Global Foundation is going to sponsor 2 students. I would also like to be a part of that, and I can also sponsor one girl student.
oh, very good.
Thank you
Thank,
very much, sir. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. Yes, the Professor Shirsat, you would like
I
to
would
add?
like to add. I would like to add important point here because as far as the deadlines are concerned, because for fall semester deadlines in both European as well as Taiwanese universities are approaching very fast. Most of the universities are having deadlines in the month of March. So those who are interested, they should make themselves. They should expedite their process of admissions, and they should contact Meta Global Foundation at that list so that we will be able to help them out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for that valuable information. We will put in all this information on our social media links. Please go through them in detail, join, and contact us. We are there to help you. Thank you so much for being present at this webinar. And I thank everyone and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Thank
much.
you, Sonali. Thank you, all of
Thank you.
you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.